Yo, what's good, YouTube? In today's video, I want to give y'all a comparison real quick. So, I got a couple videos about Malika Andrews on my channel that's doing really well. I just want to say salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all that's new to the channel that hit that subscribe button, man. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate y'all liking the videos as well, leaving comments. That helps this channel grow, and I just want to say I really do appreciate that. So, with that being said, based off the feedback of those videos, I kept seeing a lot of people saying Malika is the new Sage. Malika is the new Sage. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and put this compilation together for y'all, and then we can come to the conclusion at the end of this video. So let's watch these clips, and then I'll be right back on my commentary.
She's like, well, what happens when you fill out your census? I'm like, well, I don't know when the last time I filled out my census was, but if they make you choose a race, she's like, what are you going to put? I go, well, both. She's like, well, you can't. She goes, well, what if Barack Obama chose black and he's biracial? I'm like, well, congratulations to the president. That's his thing. I go, I think that's fascinating considering his black dad was nowhere to be found, but his white mom and grandma raised him. But hey, you do you. I'm going to do me. And she's like, well, what I do think as women, we need to be responsible as well. It isn't just on players and athletes and coaches to act a certain way. I mean, I've had talks with young women who would come in and they'd intern with me, with our channel, or just other women who reach out to me now. And I've said to a couple of them, they're like, well, would you look at my tape? Would you do this? And I've said, listen, I would love to, but the way that you present yourself is not something I want to be associated with. Yeah. So when you dress like that, I'm not saying you deserve the gross comments, but you know what you're doing when you're putting that outfit on too.
Here's the thing. She clearly has an issue with women, but I'll say this, and it may be controversial. Her statements, while being anti-black or making it seem as if she doesn't want to be associated with black people because they've been mean to her or whatever she has said in the past.
What Champion is referring to here is a quote Steele put out on her own accord that reads as follows: "The worst racism that I have received, and I mean thousands and thousands over the years, is from black people." We continue with Champion's comments.
Now she's anti-woman, and that's just a no-no. How do you tell a young girl you don't like the way she's dressed, so I don't want to mentor you or look at your tape? That's the absolute opposite of what anyone wants to hear. This business, especially in sports, which you even know what you do, this business in particular, which is a male-dominated business, really doesn't lend itself to be friendly towards women. So if you have a woman who's at the top of her game saying she's not going to help another woman because of the way she's dressed, to me, all that does is push us further down. And it's mentality, there can only be one. And she upholds that in so many ways. And here's the thing, though. I find myself in between this role of should I be compassionate towards her or should I just let her have it? Because clearly something's not right here. And I've struggled with both because I know her. I've worked with her. These comments aren't shocking to me. They're shocking to people. And now all of a sudden, she wants to talk about it in a way in which she thinks that she has taken the moral high ground. And quite frankly, all she's done is separated herself and put a division between women in a business that already puts a division between us. That makes it hard for us to get along because we feel as if we have to compete. And then last but not least, we have so many, like myself. Like I said earlier, I really did look up to her. There was a point in time where I thought, this is it. She's the pinnacle. She's made it. And she's so anti everything that we stand for if we want to try to make it in this business.
No, I mean, looking at the play,
you can't look at a person. Yeah, but you're making an assumption.
Yes, you can.
You can't look at a person and know what their intent was. It was a dangerous play regardless, but you can't. Okay. You reported that Joe Mazzulla will be the interim head coach here. You can see his resume on your screen. He's been a Celtics assistant coach the last 3 seasons after spending the previous 3 seasons at Fairmount State. And he played for West Virginia between 2006 and 2011, and now could become the NBA's youngest head coach at 34 years old. And we'd be remiss not to also mention that Mazzulla was arrested twice at West Virginia, once in 2008 for underage drinking and aggravated assault. He pled guilty, paid a fine, and then again in 2009 for domestic battery after an incident at Morgantown Bar. The domestic battery case never went to trial. It was settled in in August of 2009. He paid a $100 fine and court costs, plus had to do 40 hours of community service. Now, that was 13 years ago. He settled and paid both fines.
Kobe Bryant, when I've seen him personally get in people's face and just cuss them out to their damn near in tears, and they're grown men. You know, Michael Jordan probably would have been fighting his teammates if he had to see some of the stuff that these guys do. So I feel like what makes LeBron great, he's always been knocked, oh, he's not a killer. He'll make the right pass, and I've always loved that. But I also think sometimes that hurts him because, not saying I've never had him as a leader, and I'm sure he has his ways of particularly leading this team. But I know for a fact if the two guys that I mentioned before saw some of the effort and energy that he saw from his teammates this year, it would have been an issue.
I mean, when Kobe, Dwight, and Nash all had injuries, though, they didn't win a playoff game.
They got to the playoffs, though.
But they didn't win a game. Neither did this Lakers team. The year 19, when he was averaging 22 on 37% shooting, Kobe did. The Lakers, they went 10 and 25 in the games that he played in. So I'm not sure it's. I understand what you're saying, Matt, but I'm not so sure it's say, well, Kobe Bryant would have been the white horse if it doesn't turn into wins. Then you're just getting in somebody's face.
But it's going to be a problem the entire season. And it just didn't seem like at some point it just seemed like everyone's just like, oh, well, forget it. It is what it is. And I just know, like I said, this is not even what LeBron has been able to do this season alone has been absolutely incredible. He continues to climb the historical ladder. But I'm just saying from a standpoint of just not having what he saw on a day in, day out basis sometimes, those guys wouldn't have had it like that.
Ime, with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. The fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
These are some of the facts that have been out. These are some facts that I know that, you know, this relationship, one of these relationships that was had with Ime Udoka and one of these women, it was consensual, meaning that this woman actually played a part in it too. So my thing is, yes, Ime Udoka was wrong. We get that. His punishment, he deserved that, and whatever else follows, I hate it for him, but he put himself in this position. But why are the other people getting left off the hook?
Well,
that's the problem that I have right now. Everybody got to be held accountable.
I think that we need to circle back to what Shanae said, is that there was an investigation that was conducted by an independent law firm here. And I think that transparency is what will rule the day here. And so without having all of the information, it is unfair and irresponsible of us to go and to speculate on that, because what we have to...
Well, I'm not speculating. Sure. I have the information. I'm not speculating.
But what we have to go with here is the fact that an independent law firm came in, did this investigation, and the facts that they were presented, they came to the conclusion that Ime Udoka violated a policy that warranted a 1-year suspension. And I share your frustration with the lack of transparency, while understanding that there is some things that they need to, from a legal perspective, keep private. But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to the conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your perspective.
All right, guys. So that's the video I put together for y'all, man. Holy smokes. It's honestly a lot to say, but I'm going to try to keep y'all short because we already like over 8 minutes. I'll say this. I feel like Malika Andrews could be the next Sage Steele after putting those clips together. And mind you, there's more from both parties. But putting these clips together, I feel like Malika Andrews, if she doesn't try to get better and work on like not cutting the guest off and checking her emotions a little bit better, not pushing no feminist shit, you know, it's just like, come on, man, you're supposed to be the host. It's just like, yeah, man, Malika Andrews, she's young, she's 27. See, a lot of people wouldn't even realize that, so that's why I have to keep letting that be known. She is 27. Talking to 40 and 54-year-old men like that, you know, it was just like, that shit is insane every time I listen to that Stephen A. Smith clip. Sage Steele, we already know how she get down, so there's no need to really dig into her in this video. But I just want to show that comparison to the subs, man. And And I just want to show y'all that comparison. So let's talk about it in the comment section. So make sure y'all leave a comment down below and like this video. That helps the video get pushed out to the algorithm. If you're a new sub, comment down new sub. If you're an old sub, current sub, just comment down salute. And yeah, man, let's type it up in the comment section. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Self Talk for Selftalknews. I appreciate y'all, man. Salute. And that's my time.
If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment down below. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so by hitting the Cash App at Selftalk YouTube. Thank you.
Be sure to like, comment and subscribe.